Welcome, business owners from Texas. This is Michael D. Rubin with Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. I'm in the studio with our CFO, Chief Financial Officer.
My name is Jenny Swain.
Jenny Swain, Jenny on the block.
Yes.
Well, what a great week. Your oldest graduated from high school. Kaiser
did.
again. Give a shout out to Kaiser.
Yes, thank you. It was a good weekend.
It was at the
fun.
Star?
Yep.
Jerry's practice world headquarters.
That's right.
And practice facilities, the Star. Our office is super close to the Star. We are a business brokerage M&A firm that's been around 15 years. Last summer, I wrote a book called Sell Your Company for Maximum Value, because after 15 years and 230 transactions, Jenny, you learn a few things.
Just a few.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You get your legs blown off in
Hard
08.
knocks,
We started in 08, 09. School of Hard Knocks happened in 09, right? Banks weren't lending. Multiples were at rock bottom. Worst time to be a business broker in the history of business brokerage, certainly over the last 50 years. And there I was with my 401k in the middle of the table, back against the wall.
You said, let's do it.
I said, let's do it. Let's do this thing. Let's represent sellers of businesses that, just like the meeting I just got out of, he started his business in 1978. Mm-hmm. Crazy how, if you're a business owner and you're driving around, you're wondering, you know what? I don't know if I want to sell until
you know what you're worth.
If you want to know what you're worth, you want a free copy of my book, brand new book called Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. Hit me on my personal cell phone. I would say private, but there's probably 300,000 listeners listening to this, but it's personal. And we'll have a confidential conversation if you'd like. If not, we'll just give you a free copy of the book. My personal direct cell phone, write this down, 469-995-6060, right off the bat. If you'd like a free copy, the first 5 people to text me their business, their name, their business type, gets a free copy, a complimentary copy of the book, Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. That cell phone again, to my hip, direct, 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. All right, Jenny.
Yep.
We are in chapter 12 of the book.
Okay.
Can you believe that?
No, that's crazy. Does that mean we've been doing this 13 weeks?
12 weeks. This is our 12th week on the radio with the show Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. We've gone through the discovery meeting. We've gone through collecting their financials. We've gone through putting on a website. Matter of fact, I just got out of a meeting. It was someone from the radio, and we had the perfect buyer in a buyer-seller meeting, and the magic was amazing. It was the perfect, it's an appliance service business, a bigger appliance service business, was in the meeting, and he's going to make an offer next week, and it looks like we've sold it in the first week. In 1 week from listing that company out the radio, looks like we're going to get multiple offers. This individual's perfect. Our seller loved our young buyer. He's a Harvard graduate. Mm-hmm. Harvard graduate. I went to Texas. For any Red Raiders out there, I'm a Texas Tech Red Raider. I'm not a Harvard.
You said Texas and stopped.
Did I say Texas?
You said Texas
Texas Tech Red Raiders. If there's any of you Red Raiders out there, shoot, I'll give them a complimentary copy of the book. You're a business owner, you're a Red Raider. I might do more than just a book. Hit me at 469-995-6060, because you don't know if you want to sell till you know what you're worth. So if you'd like to know what you're worth, I'd love to at least have an intro call with you, give you a complimentary copy of the book. We are in the book now, I think it's chapter 12. And it's called Due Diligence.
That's right.
Jenny, you are our CFO, Chief Financial Officer. When someone makes an offer, you kind of act as the outsourced CFO for our seller. Explain to us what due diligence is.
Well, in a nutshell, the buyer is going to ask for a ton of documents and a ton of financial information. They want to validate everything that you've said about your company. Right.
So the offer's already been signed.
Yep.
Refundable earnest money's in our MDR Associates escrow or a third-party escrow account. So they've written a check. They've wired money over.
Right.
Now they're going to go deep. It's like isn't it kind of like a financial proctal exam?
That's
a really bad word picture.
That is a bad word picture.
It's kind of like it.
It's a little bit like that.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. They're going to just ask a ton of questions.
And they're going to look over what kind of stuff? I mean, you're looking over financials.
Financial statements, tax returns, all kinds of gross profit margin analysis. They're going to want to know about your inventory. They're going to want to know about your fixed assets. Just A little bit of everything.
That sounds very uncomfortable. And you know what? With our championship deal team, because of Ed Tootal-Jones and Randy White, our championship deal team includes you, Jenny. So how will you activate there and kind of be a buffer in between our seller and the buyer? Well, explain that.
Most of the time, a buyer will provide a big old due diligence list.
Right.
And it'll be pages and pages long.
Right.
And so I take that due diligence list and I start requesting the information from you, the seller.
Right.
I keep track of everything that you've provided. I give notes to the buyer. Basically, I just kind of act as the personal assistant.
You are you're organizing the data room. You're receiving information. You're reviewing it, forwarding it on per their questions and what they have. They generally will send a due diligence list over to us. And you know what? A lot of business owners, when I meet, I've met with thousands of business owners in our discovery meetings, and I've talked with them. If you're a baby boomer Texas business owner, you're my hero. A lot of you guys want to do it on your own. The reality is our success fee at the end is earned from LOI to close through this treacherous season of the deal. It's called due diligence. And buyers will have an extensive list or a very short list. They're all different. Mm-hmm. We've had buyers with an exhaustive 8-page list, and we've had buyers that say, let me look at the P&Ls, tax returns, and the inventory, and I'm good to go.
Right.
Everything in between, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to read just real quickly a list out of the book, out of Sell Your Company for Maximum Value, Chapter 12. There's about 13 to 15 different areas. There's financial review, there's corporate structure and operations, material contracts, customer information, employee information, legal issues, physical assets and real estate, intellectual property, and a few more key points. And they will, some due diligence list, if it's a larger transaction like the $20 million deal we completed last year,
right?
Hughes Tank, it was exhaustive. But sometimes if it's $1 million, $2 million smaller deal like we were just working off the radio, because most deals aren't $20 million, right? They're $1, $3, $5 million.
Exactly.
It's a 1 to 2 page list. But the reality is, with MDR Associates, our company, our firm here in Texas, we have a deal team, and Jenny activates, and she's really in between you and the buyer. It kind of takes the pressure off our seller so they can keep their eye on the business. Isn't that important?
Yeah, it is 100%. They don't have to get into the nitty-gritty of all this stuff. They can run their business, they can have their meetings, do the things they need to do with their employees, and we're in the background running this process.
And the goal is to lift any contingencies, to get the SBA loan or conventional loan approved if it's not a cash deal. Sometimes, we have more cash buyers, I think, than anyone. This last deal I was just talking about at the radio, this gentleman next week's going to make a cash offer, right? Mm-hmm. 1.3, 1.4 million cash. And in that scenario, you don't have to wait 90 days to close. Our time to close is probably 30 to 45 days. Our job is to condense time to close, get refundable earnest money to make that deal real before they go into that list, and then take the pressure off the seller, because you've got to run your business. You hire a home-based business broker, one person. You don't have a complete deal team like Jenny and myself and Todd Hutchinson and Vanessa and all the people, Tom Lociato, all the people that work at MDR Associates are activated. But really in due diligence, it's about, Jenny, you bringing that financial background that you have. You're really good. You'll defend the EBITDA. You'll explain line items in the QuickBooks that someone like myself on the front end of the deal. I'm the deal maker, but you really protect us, I think, on the back end. I'm just very blessed that you're with us the firm. Thank you.
Yeah, the sometimes, depending on the sophistication of the buyer, some of the questions that they ask can be pretty complex and can be confusing sometimes. And so I can help also by translating some of that information for the seller so that they know exactly what the buyer is looking for and can provide that.
That's right. And, if you're a business owner and you've been driving around and maybe you've been getting offers yourself and you think, I can do this myself, maybe you can get an offer in earnest money. Maybe you can keep it together. But in due diligence, there's landmines everywhere. Our chapter is called Due Diligence, Navigating the Landmines. I think we do that really well at MDR Associates, and I think that's one of the biggest services that we offer business owners when they go and they're starting to think about retiring, slowing down, smelling the roses. The first chapter of the book's called Stop Making the Donuts. We all want to stop making the donuts one day. I look at a lot of my baby boomer clients, and I say, one day I want to grow up and be just like you.
That's right.
I have a lot of respect for what they've done. The gentleman we were just with started the company in 1978. I was at I was in Lake Collins area at 8 years old, and he started his company, and he's made it through decades of growth. I mean, probably had to reinvent his company 3 or 4 or 5 times. If that sounds like you, and you're a business owner that wants a complimentary copy of the book right now, the first 5 people to text me on my confidential and private cell phone at 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. I will make sure you get a copy of Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. The book describes the process, how to increase value, the 15 levers to pull. There's a chapter called Put Your Buyer Hat On, where you take your seller hat off, put your buyer hat on. How can you increase the value of your company to make it more marketable, to make it to increase the value? Because all of us want to get a little more value. The book is not called Sell Your Company for Minimum Value.
Or average value.
Or average value. The book is called, in the podcast on YouTube. If you want to look that up on YouTube, we've done a great job. There's 8 different podcasts up right now on YouTube and on our website. By the way, our website is sellmycompanynow.com, www.sellmycompanynow.com. But also, hit me on the cell phone right now. First 5 callers, I'll give you a complimentary copy of the book, 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. All right, back to Chapter 12, due diligence. What kind of scenarios, what kind of landmine? Let's describe the landmines that once we have an offer signed, we have refundable earnest money in the bank, we're 60 to 90 days away from closing. Let's say it's an SBA loan, which is pretty typical, in between a $1 to $7 million value. The Small Business Association, or SBA, provides loans specifically designed when your service company doesn't have a lot of assets, right? So there's a bubble there. There's let's say a $7 million deal, right, where we priced it at $7 million, and the asset value is only $1.5 million. How do you cover the other $5.5 million in value? The way you do that is through an SBA loan. That's why the SBA designed that loan. It's designed for when the company has very little assets and the goodwill is large. And they, you pay I don't know if people know this, but the buyer pays almost a 3% fee, which insures that loan for the bank. So what it does with preferred SBA banks, the lenders that we're a one-stop shop. We have SBA loans for buyers. Buyer wants to come in, has good credit, wants to put down 10%, 20%. You can get on that $7 million loan almost a $5 or $6 million loan that's guaranteed by the U.S. government because the buyer puts down a 3% fee in that scenario. And on $7 million, that's a $150,000, $200,000 fee. They pay that to insure that loan for the government. So the point is the bank has very little risk. These SBA loans are done every day, all day long. If you're in between if you're grossing anywhere in between 5 and 15 million, and you're netting, if your net income is somewhere between 500,000 and around 1.5 million in net income, this is an SBA qualified deal. And also, you have to have pretty clean financials. In due diligence, the number one the reason deals don't close is because the financials are not clean. There's things in line items that don't make sense. They're living out of their business continually. It doesn't make sense. There's a lot of what we call one-time add-backs to get to that net income, that SDE, net income, or EBITDA. And so
when trends are off,
month
to month,
so
quarter to quarter,
unclean financials is one reason it'll blow up in due diligence. Trends, all of a sudden they have a bad month, a bad quarter as we're closing it. I've seen deals completely turn on its head, where all of a sudden you had a deal and now we have no deal.
And it may not even be that you had a bad month or a bad quarter. It could just be that something's in the wrong spot on your financial statements.
There's lots of reasons businesses take a downturn. We covered that a couple weeks ago. A key employee leaves. A major client decides to end the relationship. All kinds of supply chain issues. Do not wait. I got to tell you, if you're a business owner in Texas and you're thinking, this sounds interesting to me, I'd like to know what I'm worth, because you don't know if you want to sell until you know what you're worth.
That's right.
And so what I would say to business owners is find out what you're worth. Let's do an introductory call, give you a complimentary copy of the book right now. First 5 people to text me on my cell phone at 469-995-6060, 995-6060. Give me your name, business type. I'll get you a copy of the book. I'll sign it, and and potentially, I make all those calls the next day, which is tomorrow, Monday, from 10 a.m. to noon. We'll have a quick 5 to 10 minute intro call. Conversation is free. I say it every week.
Right.
Don't wait till it's too long.
And maybe spend 30 seconds and just explain how you come up with a complimentary opinion of value.
Every business is sold pretty much between 3 and 6 times EBITDA since I started. There's some deals that can sell for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. But I got to tell you, they got to be 100 years old with patents, no customer concentration, management in place. They're unicorns.
Right.
Most businesses have a little bit of issues. And so most businesses sell between 3 and 5 times EBITDA. So we depending on the industry, we've closed over 230 businesses since 2008. We've looked at over 2,000 to 3,000 businesses and talked to 2,000 to 3,000 business owners. We know what a HVAC plumbing. If you're an HVAC plumbing electrical company, we're number 1 in Texas in selling those types of companies. Service company, landscaping, pest control, alarm company. If you're that type of company, please hit me up on my cell phone. I'll give you a complimentary copy of the book, and we'll go into what you're worth. We'll give you that complimentary opinion of value. We love to do discovery meetings in our office where you come in. We just have a hour and a half discussion of what your goals are. If your goals seem like something we can meet, then we'll engage. If we can't meet those goals and we can't provide a win for the seller, win for the buyer, and a win for the kingdom, we just won't engage. We won't engage. We want to bless our clients. We're a Christian firm with Christian values. We want to bless them, or we don't want to engage.
Right.
We've got about 20 seconds. One last time, if you're a business owner, you'd like a complimentary copy of Sell Your Company for Maximum Value, hit me on my private cell phone, direct to my hip, 469-995-6060. 469-995-6060. We're going to be right back in just a second on the other side of this little short break, but stick with us. We're in the chapter of the book called Due Diligence, where all the danger is. We'll be right back after just a quick little message from WBAP. Welcome back, North Texas business owners, to Sell Your Company for Maximum Value with Michael D. Rubin. I'm the CEO of MDR Associates, and our CFO, our financial guru, Jenny on the block, Jenny Swain.
Jenny Swain, hey.
Hey. We're so stupid. We are so stupid sometimes.
Oh, we are.
Oh, Lordy,
yes.
Lordy. Well, we're having a good time anyway. We're back in a very boring chapter of the book. You know why it's boring? I think it's boring.
Well,
Due
of course you do.
Due diligence. What
I
is
like
due diligence?
that.
People
I like
hear
due diligence.
When I heard the word due diligence in 2008, I almost didn't want to continue. I thought, that sounds scary.
Well, it is a little scary.
It is a little scary.
Yeah.
You get in due
Especially
diligence.
when you're waiting on that due diligence document.
That's right. You got the offer.
From the buyer. You're like, oh, gosh, what's going to happen?
Right. You got a signed offer. You got refundable earnest money. If it's our firm, we're one of the only firms that gets refundable earnest money. And, I just think if you write a check or you wire something over to you've psychologically bought it.
Right.
Refundable earnest money is a real instrument in my business where if the buyer can't just ghost me like he did in the beginning of my career, they just go away.
Yeah.
And the seller would be like, where'd the buyer go? I don't know. I don't know where they went.
You sound like Shaggy.
I don't know where'd they go? Where'd they go? I don't know where they went. So you know what? Now we have the money. They have to come see me. There's $100,000 in escrow.
That's right.
In earnest money sitting there. Yeah. They're going to have to get in front of me and tell me why they want to back out of the deal.
I'm still back at Scooby-Doo.
They're going to back out a few times.
Stop.
Oh, wow. Lordy. Well, here's the thing. Buyers back out just like sellers do. Right. My wife said the other day, we were on a walk, and she said, it seems like you professionally talk people off ledges. That's what you do.
Right.
You do? Right. I said, honey, I know I do.
What is happening?
I have no idea. I know. Literally, I said, Christy, I know.
Sorry, listeners.
Yeah, I apologize. I want to apologize for Scooby interrupting this program.
Go away, Scooby.
Anyway, I said, honey, I do talk my sellers off ledges, but I also have to talk buyers off ledges. Buyers will get, they'll get queasy on a few things,
right.
Whether it be top customers 30%, whether it be, a key employee just left, whether it be, all of a sudden in that month they had kind of a little bit of a downturn. I always tell them the next month, let's check out the next month. So there's a lot of things in the middle. these deals die 3, 4, 5, 6 times before they close.
They do. Mm-hmm.
Good luck trying to do one of these on your own. You can sell your own house. You can sell your own car. Do not sell your own business. Mm-hmm. Hire a professional business brokerage M&A firm. If you don't hire MDR Associates, if we're not a fit, I've got other firms in town I can refer you to. Do not. And there's a whole chapter on this, remember?
Yeah, don't do it alone.
Don't do it alone. It's in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing up the book again. If you'd like a complimentary copy of the book, you're a business owner, this is starting to make sense except for the Scooby-Doo, then hit me on my private and confidential cell phone to my hip. This is my direct mobile phone. Hit me at 469-995-6060. 469-995-6060. I will give you a complimentary signed copy of the book. Give you a quick little intro call on Monday. I make those from 10 a.m. to noon on Monday tomorrow. And I just hope you're having a great Sunday. If you're listening to this and you're a baby boomer, you've built your company over 10, 20, 30 years, we like companies that are old. The older companies, like the one I just got out of a meeting on, we found out the radio. The leads off the radio are off the chain. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of business owners that don't know where to go to value their business, to sell their business, to eventually just slow down and smell the roses. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we do this in short order, don't we?
Yeah.
Haven't you been shocked on how fast? Our seller just told me, how did this happen in a week from listing it on the websites?
Right.
1 week, we're meeting 2-3 buyers face to face. Listen, if this is making sense to you and you just like a complimentary value, you want an intro call, free complimentary copy of the book, first 5 people to text me at 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. I will get you a signed copy of the book, a complimentary opinion of value, because you don't know if you want to sell, Jenny.
Until you know what you're worth, Michael.
We'll be back after. Scooby's gone now. We'll be back after. Bye, Scooby-Doo.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back, North Texas business owners, to Sell Your Company for Maximum Value with Michael D. Rubin, the CEO and founder of MDR Associates, and Jenny Swain, our Chief Financial Officer, and a guest appearance from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, you're not. Stop.
Oh, Lordy.
I'm so sorry.
I want to apologize
so
up front. Jenny, we need to answer the question, why would you listen to this for 12 weeks? We've had one listener said, I've been listening all 11 weeks, and I asked why. What's the benefit? What's your benefit as a business owner to listen to a hour-long weekend program called Sell Your Company for Maximum Value, or get a copy of my complimentary book called Sell Your Company for Maximum Value? Here's why. Nobody wants to sell their company for minimum value.
Right.
Nobody wants to turn the key on their company after 40 years of growth. Mm-hmm. The gentleman I was just with and the buyer, last thing he wants to do is not receive $1.4 million and just get zero. Right. So our job a lot of times is that the business owners that's listening to this program, my job is they don't get zero. Mm-hmm. All seriousness, take Scooby out of the equation.
Right.
Like, we're serious about I got a little crazy last week. Mm-hmm. Remember, I was punching my fist?
Yeah. I was doing it with my hands.
Yeah, I was like, settle down, Mike. Settle down. You know why I was so fired up?
Yeah, because you're a bulldog.
They can't get zero. That's right, I'm a bulldog.
Mm-hmm. You are a bulldog.
I am a bulldog for value.
Right.
I need a fair market value for a business owner. If you're listening, you deserve fair market value.
Hey, let's back up a little bit and let's take it way up high.
Okay.
And give them the stats. Like
the stats are startling. Yeah, they're right off. Forbes gave the stats. I've got another article I can forward to, but the stats are startling. There's 77 million of you out there. Who are you? Baby boomers. Mm-hmm. You always want me to include Gen X. I'll get that in a second. But let's talk about the hardworking baby boomer generation that we serve. Those are our clients, 60 to 80 years old.
Okay.
They built a business over 10, 20, 30, 40 years. 77 million baby boomers. 40% of all small businesses in America are owned by that group.
Okay.
And that represents, get ready, this is startling. This is Scooby-Doo startling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
$10 trillion of value is going to transfer over the next 15 to 20 years.
Right.
That's why we're doing this show.
Okay.
Nobody knows where to get a value. Nobody knows what the process is. How do I interview M&A firms? How do I put my buyer hat on and pull the 15 levers that increase value in my company? It's all in my book of Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. We give away every secret we've ever learned in maximizing value in 15 years and over 227 closed transactions.
Right.
HVAC, plumbing, electrical, landscaping, alarms, insurance. We've sold so many insurance companies. both independent and one Allstate agency in 2010. If you're a business owner, would like a complimentary copy of my book I wrote last summer for you, the business owner, the baby boomer. It's called Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. Text me right now. First 5 people to text me their name, business type, why they're calling, what they're interested in. I will give a complimentary copy of the book. Here's my cell. Here's my direct cell. 469-995-6060. 469-995-6060. 995-6060.
Okay, so we're mostly talking to the baby boomers.
We're mostly talking to the baby boomers. I mean, the biggest client I have right now is 53. He's my age. Mm-hmm. Metal recycling.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Big business. Going to sell well over $10 million.
Right.
And I got it. And so it's just, and that gentleman is interested in selling if the certain qualifications happen, or he'll keep working.
Right.
Right. Family works in the business.
10,
he'll just keep working.
Years.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If it doesn't bless my seller, I don't want to be involved. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. They give me their goals and objectives in the first meeting. If I can't meet them, we don't get involved. We don't engage. Mm-hmm. And so, baby boomers, your benefit for listening to this program is we talk about every stage. Mm-hmm. I'm about to start a new book called 4 Quarters. The 4 quarters.
You're putting it out there.
I'm putting it out there. 4 quarters of an M&A transaction.
Okay.
And I'm going to write that because there's 4 quarters to every deal. Mm-hmm. They're all different, but there's 4 broken down quarters. And I got to tell you, this first book I wrote, Sell Your Company for Maximum Value, goes over everything you want to know as a business owner. I've had probably at least a dozen business owners tell me they've read it once or twice and really got a good lay of the land on how they maximize the sale of their company.
Right. So maybe, while we have a few more seconds left, explain why this is a great environment and time to be looking at this.
Well, COVID took it out of all of us, didn't it? I didn't think about it. It was rough. 21 was rough at MDR Associates. Mm-hmm. 22 was fantastic. Last year was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal. So we're back. It feels like we're back. Yeah, there's a political environment. I'm listening to WBAP, some of the top people on here, and it's very political right now. I get all that. But I don't know about your business, but my business made it through anyone that was in the White House. Mm-hmm. People always tell me, oh, your business is going to go in the tank if so-and-so gets in the White House. Mm-hmm. My business has thrived for 15 years through multiple presidents. It's going to be fine.
Right.
And so if we think about the environment we're in, 24, COVID happened, now we're back. Private equity, family offices, private investors like the one we just met with are paying fair value. And right now, paying a little bit more value, Jenny. Mm-hmm. You were asking if it's a good time.
Ready to spend.
It's a lot of cash in the sidelines. They were pent up over 21, 21, 22. It started coming back. 23, it was a great year. 24, they're saying it's going to be the best M&A year we've seen in 15. Mm-hmm. Now's a perfect time, if you're approaching retirement age, to get that complimentary value, get a copy of that book, tear through the book, meet with us and 2 other firms, and select the right one. You know, we represent business owners a lot like a sports agent represents an athlete. Mm-hmm. It's that personal. Right. It's that there's high stakes.
Yeah, right.
Do you think the guy that's selling his company for 1.4 feels it's lower stakes than the guy selling his company for $40 million?
No, not at all.
It's the same. Mm-hmm. Just depends on what level of business you built.
Yep.
And that's about where we range from, $1 million to $50 million. That's our specialty. Above the Main Street business brokers and underneath the investment bankers. We're a true boutique, high-touch M&A firm that's run by yourself and myself, and we have a team underneath us that takes care of the video. Vanessa, if you're out there, you do a phenomenal job with our clients. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Her name is Vanessa Kreitz. She's been with us so long, 7.5 years now, and she assists in the whole process, and my clients absolutely love her. We have a championship deal team. Our website is sellmycompanynow.com. That's sellmycompanynow.com. You can go on YouTube and look up Sell Your Company for Maximum Value, and that's our podcast. We've done 8 of those. They're all on YouTube. They're all on our website. If you go to our website at sellmycompanynow.com, business owners, you'll see you can watch the show, which is the podcast, or you can listen to WBAP. All the 11 shows we've done are posted on our website. You can go back and start reviewing those and learn a ton of information. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you say we put a lot of information on our website?
Yeah,
Jenny?
and it's a great way to meet and get to know us. And it's also a great way to hear some testimonials from past clients.
That's a great point. You know, I just don't meet a lot of business brokerages that have one video testimony, much less 8 or 10 like we have on our website. right, of actual buyers and sellers, most important sellers, that have sold with our assistance, that are speaking. They're unpaid, I promise you. We didn't force them to say any of these things, and they're just raving. They're raving fans of our firm, because when we're involved in a transaction, you call me the bulldog, we're all in.
Right.
We're all in.
Right.
Until we win.
Yeah.
Especially until we win.
Stop. I was giggling at the all in till we win. It's like a cheer.
I'm not, no. I didn't do cheerleading in high school. I was a soccer player. By the way, did you play a sport in high school? College?
Well,
what was your sport?
I played basketball in high school.
Whoa.
And I cheered. We won state my senior year.
Come on.
Yeah, but I cheered in college.
What was the high school name? We were the Wildcats in Lake Highlands.
What
were
yes,
here in
we
Dallas?
were the Cushing Tigers.
Cushing,
Oklahoma. Cushing Tigers.
Cushing Tigers.
That's
all
right.
right.
That's right. But then I went on and I cheered at Oklahoma State.
You cheered at Oklahoma State?
I did. It was the Big Country. Was my freshman year when he broke the backboard.
I have the most respect for competitive cheerleaders, especially if they're Red Raiders.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Red Raider Nation. Red Raider Nation. If you want a complimentary copy of the book, you know if you're a Red Raider, get your guns up. Hit me on my cell phone at 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060, and I'll give you a complimentary copy of the book. And give you a call tomorrow. We can have an intro call and talk about the value. You don't know if you want to sell, Jenny, until
you know what you're worth.
All right. Well, Pat's saying we got to take a quick break, so we'll be right back with more from Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. Welcome back, North Texas business owners. Michael D. Rubin, CEO of MDR Associates, in the studio with Jenny Swain. I just found out, collegiate professional cheerleader. That's the kind of, you weren't professional, but you were collegiate.
I was collegiate. Yes.
Collegiate. And that's OSU. OSU is a lot like Texas Tech. You sling it all over. You get football team slings it all over the place.
That's right. Yeah.
Go Pokes is your deal?
Go Pokes.
Not get your guns up?
Not get your guns up. It's go Pokes.
Okay.
Go Pokes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we're back to the studio here. We're gonna end this segment. We've got 6.5 minutes to talk about a few things. Okay. I want to talk about, from my perspective as the founder of and CEO of MDR Associates, what it's been like. To our listeners are phenomenal. I mean, WBAP listeners, you guys are business owners, a lot of established companies. Some have called me where they've already lost all the value, though. They were 82, 84, 88, waited too long to call and get that free value and free copy of the book. Let's start off this segment by offering that complimentary copy of the book. If you want a complimentary copy of Sell Your Company for Maximum Value right now, give me your name and business type on my direct cell phone. Let me give it to you. 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. Hit me on my cell phone, give me your name and business type, and I'll give you a complimentary copy of the book. Now, since we started this show, I think it was March 4th or 10th, I forget.
Yeah,
12 weeks ago. We've had 30-plus people contact us, seriously, with their name, their business type. I've had 30 discussions.
Okay.
And what I've found is there's really only two types. They're all curious. They're either curious or serious. Curious means they just wanted a copy of the book. There's nothing wrong with that. I love meeting them, because maybe in the future they'll use us as a resource or use us as a firm to sell their company for maximum value.
Right. As you said, conversation's
free. Let's at least have that 5 to 10 minute call where you know what you're worth, because you don't know if you want to sell.
So you know what you're worth.
So they've been curious conversations, but then I've had these serious conversations.
Right.
And in that serious group, and that's probably about 10 different business owners, we've already listed, meaning we're marketing 3 of them. Yeah. I think we sold the first one today, which is amazing. The perfect buyer came in. He's making an offer next week. We're going to get into due diligence, which is this week's topic, and do our thing all the way to close. Luckily, he's paying cash, too. All cash buyers. If you're a business owner, you want an all cash buyer, I don't know another firm that has more cash buyers than us. We have deep-pocketed investors ready to buy your business right now. So, again, as I looked at these businesses, as I talked with 30 of them, there was curious. I waited too long, which is sad, when all of a sudden there's no value left, or very little value, maybe real estate value only. And then there was the curious, meaning I'm for the right, they're maybe a little young, maybe 53, 58, might have another 5 or 10 years in them. And then there was the serious, and that's generally the retirement age, baby boomers, 60 to 75 years old, that say, you know what? I'm ready to do it. I heard your show. I love the content. I love Jenny. I kind of like Mike. I get sick of hearing that. Jenny's awesome. Kind of like my wife. Christy's awesome, but Mike's okay. I'm fine with that because I'm a bulldog. I get it.
You can take it.
I get it. My job's, I'm never the good guy. And I'm never the good guy in these deals.
Sure you are.
I'm always the bad guy in these deals.
You're always the good guy at the end.
I'm always a good guy at the end. But in the middle, buyer doesn't like to hear that they need to go up $200,000 or $2 million.
Right.
And so I'm the bad guy. But no, these serious conversations, I've had about 10 of them, 7 to 10, and they all came in. 8 or 9 have already come in for a discovery meeting. I highly recommend, if you don't do anything else, come in for if I'm offering an hour-and-a-half consultation where I'm going to listen to your story and at the end give you a complimentary value and a free signed copy of the book, get ready. Come in and have a discovery meeting if you're serious.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you're ready, if your heart's right, if you've built it. The guy, my seller, in this last meeting said, I'm starting to miss a step.
Mm-hmm.
He's honest with himself. He's upper 70s. He's starting to miss a step. Don't wait. Don't wait until you're past when you want to sell, because a lot of times the business starts to go downward. And when it goes downward, if your business starting to go downward, there's nothing to sell. It's almost unsellable.
It's a tough story.
It's a story no buyer's going to buy.
Right.
You want to be solid, stable, or like this business, growing slightly. They're 9-10% up in 24 over 23, the one we're about to get the offer on. If that's you, you're a business owner, and I understand it. It's a faith step. It's a Hebrews 11:1 step. Faith is what's hoped for, the evidence of what's not yet seen. I get it. It's a faith step. Take the faith step with me. Hit me right now on my confidential cell phone, personal cell phone, direct to my hip at 469-995-6060. I'll give you a complimentary copy of the book. Hit me right now at 469-995-6060.
Maybe you could even talk a little bit about, they might be in the middle of a deal right now.
Yeah, I just talked to a gentleman who's in the middle of his own deal. He has no buffer in the middle. There's no M&A advisor. And he's going to hire me this week, and we're going to reduce the fee. Listen, we're going to reduce the fee to make sure the legal work, we have lawyers on staff, that the legal work's going to get done correctly, that the business is transferred correctly from your entity to the new buyer, that we keep the deal together. They die once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times before it closes. You must have somebody in the middle of the deal, in my opinion, to get these deals done. If you're in the middle of a deal right now and you want our assistance or at least our advice, you're selling your company right now, hit me on my personal and direct cell phone at 469-995-6060. 469-995-6060. Jenny, we've got 20 seconds left. Do we need to bring them out again?
No, we do not.
Scooby needs to stay away. I agree.
Scooby had taken out.
Let's see exactly. Folks, listen. Next Sunday, 12 to 1, WBAP, 8:20 a.m. and now 93.3. Tune in to Sell Your Company for maximum value. We're here each and every week for the next 14 weeks. Jenny, I'm excited.
Oh my goodness, that'll be fun.
Go Stars!
That's
go Dallas
right.
Stars in the second round of the playoffs. Let's go Stars! Until next week, be blessed.